Coming up next on MCN, the McAllen Cable Network, the Development Corporation of McAllen from McAllen City Hall. The Development Corporation appointed by the City Commission is charged with making recommendations on how to use money that's been raised from the half-cent sales tax that was approved by McAllen voters on May the 3rd, 1997. The recommendation is made to the City Commission. They make the final decision. And now, the Development Corporation of McAllen.
Good afternoon. I'll call this meeting to order. It's January the 17th, 2023. This is a regular meeting of the Development Corporation of McAllen, Inc. We will begin with item number 1, approval of the minutes. We're going to be approving the minutes of July 28th, 2022, September 7th, 2022, and November 21st, 2022. If you've had an opportunity to review the minutes, I'll entertain a motion to approve these minutes as presented.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Item number 2, receive and file unaudited financial statements for the month ending November 30th, 2022.
Thank you, Mr. President. The November 30th, 2022 statements before you are unaudited. And for the month of November 2022, the Development Corporation of McAllen had total assets of about $27.8 million, total liabilities of $979,000, and leaving a fund balance of about $26.9 million. I'll take any questions on the balance sheet. If none, then we can move over to the statement of revenue and expenditures on the next page. Any questions? For the month of November 2022, the Development Corporation of McAllen had total revenues of $3.9 million, total expenditures of $336,000, transfers out of $291,000, resulting in revenues over expenditures of $3.2 million. And if there are no questions, staff recommends approval of the report.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion to approve the report?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Item 3, consideration and approval budget amendment for rollover capital projects.
Good afternoon. This agenda item is to roll over 3 capital projects for $1.6 million. The following are the 3 capital projects. It's Banners Industrial Park for $40,000, Soho for $150,000, and the last one for MegaWare, $1.5 million. This will leave us a $6 million as a fund balance for the Development Corp.
And Mr. President, members of the board, these are projects that are ongoing that you've approved previously, and we're going to have expenditures this fiscal year, so we need to move the money over. No new money.
Rick, do you mind reminding us what these projects are? Just
Sure. So the Spammer project is a project that we've got a letter of intent with Joaquin Spammer, and it is for property that we own on the corner of Ware Road and Idela. And we've made an agreement with him that he's going to develop the entire property, and we're going to sell him. We have a sell price for him. So that's ongoing. The reason that it's taken what it has is we not only ordered a Phase 1 environmental, but we're now doing a Phase 2. And we have a closing date, I think, this month or next month.
It's coming up.
Proposed closing date for that sale.
how many acres is that, more or less? Do you remember?
45.
Is it about, yeah, it's about
40-ish.
about 40 acres.
And he's master planning, developing the whole thing?
Yes, sir. Mhm. The next one is Zoho. That's the project that is contemplated to go across the street from the golf course across Ware Road. It's property that we own. It's a former hole golf course, and now it's a Frisbee park. We've got also a proposed 380 agreement that's gonna move forward, with this company. It's a very, very big company. It's a big deal to us. What we're doing right now is that we are, trying to get, FEMA to approve, much of that land to be developable. It's in the floodplain, and so we've gotta have a report. You're familiar with doing that. Have a report, file it with the county and then with FEMA so that we get it amended, and then we've got a 380 agreement with this company that is currently already here and waiting for this to happen. And then the third one is,
Before you leave that one, Roy.
yeah,
So I have heard of this project. I didn't realize where it was located. And so it's located adjacent to the Mission Inlet
yes, sir.
is where you're talking about. And I'm sure you guys know this, but the county did a ton of hydraulic work along the Mission Inlet and has that whole area modeled. And I'm sure that that's been made available to you guys? Or-
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're working with them to move this forward.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
they're part of the channel that we've got to go through, channel, just,
Perfect.
as an analogy,
Yeah.
that we're working through.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't want you guys reinventing the wheel because they did a lot of that work. Yep.
Yes, sir. And then the third one is an agreement that we made with some property owners in South McAllen near our reservoir to develop that. We needed utilities and other infrastructure. And so it's kind of it's a three-party agreement between property owners and the city of McAllen. We're primarily paying for infrastructure to get that area developed.
This area is in South McAllen?
Also, yes.
I'll just make a comment that I know the county right now is in the process of identifying potential 2023 drainage bond projects. And so Precinct 2, which I work very closely with, I know is in the identifying potential partnerships and opportunities to work because it's such a small unincorporated area and so much more city limits within Precinct 2. There may be conversations to be had with the commissioner to see if there's any drainage projects that we can tack on some county participation. Because
Fantastic.
they're going out for another $190 million at the end of
that's great.
at the end of the year.
We should support that, and we work very closely with both our commissioners here that are in our city, both with Ellie, Commissioner Ellie and Commissioner Eddie, and so we'll reach out to them and see if there's some partnerships to be made.
And that process is about, I mean, they're about to start identifying projects here next week.
Okay.
And so by the end of February, they want to be able to have all their projects identified.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Any other comments or questions on this item?
None.
Is there a motion to approve the budget amendments?
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. There being no further business, our meeting will stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We knew it was gonna be a quick meeting, but they'll be going to the city commission.